Well, I wanted to talk about security, bike security. As I don't know if a lot of you, I say a lot of you are subscribed to bigger YouTubers, obviously. And one of them is Royal Jordanian, and everyone knows him for having his Nuda with his loud feckin' exhaust, and it's just plain badass. Unfortunately, his Nuda recently got stolen, and he can't get it back. Like, it's gone now. So I wanted to talk about security, because he mentioned security, like he mentioned that it's useless to them because the immobilizer and the security system in it means that he will have, the people who stole it, if they really wanted to like sell it, they'll have to buy a whole new instrument cluster and then bring that to a dealer so the dealer could program a key to it, which, you know, that sounds like a lot of effort just for a bike. But I think he failed to realise that I should add that the bike was stolen outside the driveway the house that he was in like 10 minutes. So I don't think he took into consideration that the resources these scumbags have, and, you know, the lengths they're willing to go to get the job done. Like, right now the bike's only really worth scrap. You know, how many, as he said, and it's true, how many Nudas are there? It's not many Nudas, like, anywhere. Like, I think there's a handful in Ireland. There was one that popped up for sale, and I think it lasted like a few hours. It was just gone. He doesn't realise that these people have some serious resources. Like, the gangs that do all this stuff are usually the gangs that do like credit fraud, like the card cloning at ATMs and all, and like drug dealing, you know, concealing drugs, bringing drugs into the country, drug trafficking. That was the word I was looking for. And hopefully you can hear me. It is quite windy today. It doesn't matter like what security devices you have on your bike, you'll never stop anyone taking it. You know, if they want your bike, they're going to take your bike. And most people who can take a bike good definitely done it more than once. So the best security, I think, in my opinion, is security that offers the best deterrent. I have a tamper-proof disc lock that goes off. It's pretty sensitive, you know, if someone moves the disc lock, it's going to go off. I also have a cover, a big black cover over my bike, so you can't actually see what bike I have. No thief is really going to steal any bike. If they're going to steal a bike, and if they're organised, like they're organised criminals, not just ones that want to go for a joyride, they're going to plan to take your bike. You know, they're going to be following you home, they're going to be watching where you park and all that. Like, it's actually scary to think of, but that's what they do. Having a good deterrent is always important. So I have the alarm disc lock, I have a cover, and I have the rear wheel of the bike anchored to the ground with an angle. It's one of those whatever coated angle proof locks. Like, you can get an angle grinder to it. It's going to take you about a minute or so, which isn't fast, especially for criminals. That's not good at all. So that's good. And it's a steel anchor with steel bolts into the wall, and I don't know the name of the bolts, but when they get pulled back with force, they shrivel up and they lock themselves into the wall, and they're in concrete. So it's pretty strong. Like, you're not going to cut it or get the bike, you're not going to be able to lift the bike. So that's kind of the most important thing. If you're ever going to lock your bike, I'm going to say lock your rear wheel to something. You can easily take off a front wheel. You know, it's only 2 bolts. You can't easily take off. Oh, it's going to be a crash if you're not careful. I'm an idiot. You can't easily take off a rear wheel. Rear wheel is hard to get off. And there's the chain sprockets, and it's not nice to get off. That's real time consuming. So lock up your rear wheel and buy an alarm disc lock. Like the alarm disc lock I got was about €20 on eBay. The chain I got was about €35, something like that on eBay. So security doesn't have to be expensive. Some people pay a lot of money for alarms. Like you get alarms that, you know, immobilize the engine, make the bike just useless without the key. But that's not going to stop someone picking the bike up and throwing it in the back of a van. You know, if they want to get rid of the bike for parts, and if they're not in a rush to do it, they're just going to sell it for parts. They're going to get, depending on the bike, they'll get a few grand for the engine alone. So there's no such thing as a unstealable bike, in my opinion. Every bike can be taken, and every bike will be taken, because these guys are scumbags. They don't care about personal property or anything. So deterrence. It's the only thing. You know, if you're going to get an alarm, you don't even have to get a good alarm. Get a loud alarm. You know, get an alarm that will wake up your whole neighborhood. You know, get a really loud alarm. You know, you can get a simple alarm that if the bike is moved, like just has a tilt sensor on it. If the bike is tilted, the alarm will go off. And you can even get them that just go off without a warning, which I think are better, because then no one's going to know until they've started to move your bike. It's just going to go and it's going to be loud. And I'd rather them drop the bike and damage it than take it and be gone forever. It's really all I can say for security. I can't recommend security. Security is just like getting a bike. It's a complete personal preference. There's so many security devices out there. There's a huge range of security devices. So, you know, go out, set a budget and see what you can get. Like, I've got all of mine for under €100. Some people would pay that just for a cover or a disc lock alone. That's the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.